Here we go. After all of the talk, months of the build-up, it all comes down to this. This is the tie, not just of match day 8, but possibly of the entire African FIFA World Cup qualifying section. It's South Africa against Nigeria in Bloemfontein, literally for a place at FIFA World Cup 2026, where if South Africa win, it will make it pretty much official that they will be going to the World Cup. And it will also make it official that Nigeria won't be directly qualifying for the World Cup and they're going to have to try and settle for a second place spot. This is blockbuster now. This is huge. Nigeria have to go to South Africa and they have to win. Even if they went there and get a point. Listen, ordinary circumstances, if Nigeria went to Bafana Bafana and got a point, they'd probably take it. But with the form they've been in this group, they've only beaten Rwanda twice in this group. Nigeria have to go to Bloemfontein and they have to win the game. South Africa know in front of their home fans and their supporters right behind them that a win pretty much does it. And of course, if they win this game on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, then the Teboho Mokoena situation probably won't matter in the end because it will put South Africa 9 points ahead of Nigeria with 2 games to go. And even if you took 3 points away, it's still a 6-point gap with 2 games left. So I still think that's my prediction, that FIFA are waiting for South Africa to get so far ahead in this group that they'll then take 3 points away from them, but it won't matter. They'll go, okay, we deducted 3 points, but South Africa qualify anyway. That's what I think they're waiting for. I've got no knowledge. It's just my logical prediction that that's what they want to do. If Nigeria draw or get a win in Bloemfontein, it's really going to make this group messy because it's going to make it wide open. It's going to get Benin into the fold, and Benin are going to be looking to get 3 points in their game as well. Let's not forget that. They're currently sitting in second spot. They want to try and get second spot as a playoff team. Let's not rule out the Benin. It's going to get messy if South Africa don't win this game because not only are they going to have the 3-point looming over them, but they're also going to have to start thinking seriously in the last 2 games about securing their place at the World Cup. But let's focus on matters on the pitch. Benin won the last game 1-0 against Zimbabwe. South Africa were very convincing, beating Lesotho 3-0 on that rugby field. They were really, really good, South Africa, especially since they went 1-0 up. And Nigeria laboured. It was very nervy at home to Rwanda. You could tell there was nerves flying around. But what about this? Making it even more nervous for Nigerians. Victor Osimhen, who came off with that injury in Uyo against Rwanda, is going to be ruled out of this one. There's going to be no Osimhen against South Africa. That is music to South African ears, but that is a nightmare if you're a Super Eagles fan because you've got to go to South Africa without your talisman, Victor Osimhen, and the South Africans may have to thank the Rwandans for injuring him, can you believe? So a bit of a boost there, but South Africa, of course, they also lost Mobi to that injury against Lesotho, so he's ruled out of this one. They've actually called in Monyane, I think, from the Chiefs to replace him in the squad. The defence was very inexperienced, as it was South Africa's defence when they named the squad. But they're going to have a bit of an easier test. Still a tough test, but an easier test knowing that Victor Osimhen is ruled out of this one. Now, I think this is going to be a really big day because South Africa have not been at the World Cup since they hosted in 2010. And it's going to be a 16-year wait finally ended if they secure it against the Nigerians. I just hope that this game runs smoothly because there's going to be so much on the line. There's no VAR. I want all the decisions to go correctly. If you're South African or if you're Nigerian, I mean, goodness me, the nerves are going to be jangling during this one. It's going to be a fantastic game. But I don't think South Africa have ever beaten Nigeria in South Africa. I know South Africa have beaten Nigeria before in Uyo, but is that the only time? I don't think South Africa's record against Nigeria, particularly at home, is that good. There's been a few draws. Obviously, the AFCON game went to penalties. I don't think South Africa have ever beaten Nigeria in South Africa. So what a way to do it for the first time, because that's also one they want to be getting out of the way as well. Now, as for Nigeria, obviously no Osimhen. Orokodare, who's just gone to Wolves, came in and he scored the win. A bit of a scrappy goal against Rwanda. Now, does Orokodare come in with Moses Simon on one side and Ademola Lookman on the other side? We didn't see Chukwueze start in that game either. I don't know what the coach is going to do. I think Eric Shell will go for Orokodare from the beginning. Dessers came on as well, but didn't have much of an impact. I think it'll be Lookman, Orokodare and Moses Simon. Is he going to throw in Chukwueze? I know he's finalising that move to Fulham ahead of the last game. And Didi, of course, will be in the middle with Iwobi, and they've got quite a strong defence there. The new centre-back coming, Frederick. But Nwabali, of course, is a bit of a headless chicken when it comes to playing in goal. He's outside the box more than inside it. Whereas on the other end, you've got a very safe pair of hands, probably the safest pair of hands in the continent, in Ronwen Williams as well. And going to be a good midfield battle with Ndidi against Tibuhamu Quaina in the middle as well. And Lyle Foster is a man that looks like right now, if he gets the chance, he will score. At the very least, he'll hit the target. So, listen, it doesn't matter if you're not a South African. It doesn't matter if you're not Nigerian. This is a must-watch. You've got to watch this game. It's going to be an incredible game. Someone's going to be crying happy tears. Someone's going to be crying sad tears come the full-time whistle. My predictions. It's do or die for Nigeria. They can't go there and sit and set up shop and play for a draw. They've got to go for it because they've got nothing to lose at this point. They have to go to Bloemfontein and win. So you'd expect goals, but South Africa's defence is so good. Ronwen Williams is so good, and there's no Osimhen. Would the South Africans take a draw? I know they'd love to win, but I think if you offered them a draw, they'd probably, be very happy with just not losing the game. If they lose, it's a bit of a disaster, letting the Super Eagles right back in. Prediction. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. I think, there's just so much riding on it. I can't split the two teams. South Africa are in very good form. They haven't lost for 21 games, excluding the penalty shootout, ironically, against Nigeria. They haven't lost in 21, whereas Nigeria have been really, really poor. Even against Rwanda, they won the game. They were hanging on towards the end. Didn't look good. But I think form goes out the window in big one-off clashes like this. I've seen Algeria go 35 games unbeaten, but then play an AFCON key game, lose to Equatorial Guinea. Play an AFCON key game, lose to Mauritania. I've seen it all before. I've heard it all before. I think regardless of the result, though, I do think South Africa end up going to the World Cup. I think regardless of what happens, I do think that will be the case. So good luck, Bafana Bafana. Good luck to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because boy, do they need it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who is going to come out on top in this group? Or are Benin going to be hoping for a draw and swoop their way into a playoff spot? Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you next time.